Hello all. In today's video, we are going to see what is Azure AI Fundamentals AI-901 and how to prepare for this certification. If you are aspiring to become an Azure AI engineer, then this is the right certification to start with. In this video, we are going to see what are the various topics that are going to be covered in this exam and how to prepare for this exam and what are the various resources that are useful for the preparation. And finally, we are also going to see some of the sample questions. This is the first video in this series. I am going to prepare a series of videos, one video every week for preparing this certification. Let us start. The first module is to understand what is AI in Azure. If you are new to Azure, these topics will be helpful to understand what is Azure and how to develop the AI applications, what is Microsoft Foundry, and what are the various endpoints. Let us have some basic quiz. Which of the following best describes Microsoft Azure? Can you guess it? The correct answer is AI cloud computing platform that provides a wide range of services including AI, compute, storage, and networking. So Microsoft Azure provides number of services within that cloud platform. So that is the right answer. Azure is a Microsoft's cloud computing platform offering a broad set of services including AI, compute, storage, databases, networking, and many more. Next, what is Microsoft Foundry? Can you guess it? Microsoft Foundry is a unified platform that brings together tools and services for building, deploying, and managing AI applications and agents in Azure. So, for Azure AI engineers, Microsoft Foundry is the choice for developing the workflows, agents. So, this is the core service for if you for developing any AI applications. If you are into programming or coding, this is the right one-stop shop for AI engineers. Next, when developing AI applications on Azure, which of the following is a key benefit of using managed endpoints? Let us guess it. They provide pre-configured scalable access to AI models without managing infrastructure. So managed endpoints, Azure will manage those endpoints. We need not to create any servers or any setup. It is basically pre-configured within the Azure and scalable access to AI models, removing the need to manage underlying infrastructure. So it just provides the managed endpoints. For example, for the API, OpenAI models, LLMs, Azure provides, AI Foundry provides managed endpoints, and then we will use those more endpoints to integrate with our AI workflows, AI agents. So it is all managed by the Azure platform. Next, which of the following is not a common AI workload supported on Azure? Desktop publishing and graphic design. This is not supported. However, natural language processing is supported, computer vision is supported, generative AI and agents are supported in Azure platform. Next question. What is the primary purpose of an API endpoint in the context of Azure AI services? Let us try it. To provide a URL where applications can send requests and receive AI model responses. So API endpoint is nothing but where applications can send requests and integrate and call that API, right? Using some authentication mechanism like key or any other secrets. An API endpoint is a URL that applications use to send requests to and receive responses from an AI model or service. For example, again, Azure OpenAI endpoint, that is one of the commonly used LLM, right? Within the Azure OpenAI There are a lot of different models from different providers like GPT 5.2 or Cloud Opus. So we can use any one of them. How we will use them? Basically, they expose API endpoint. Those LLMs, large language models, provide the API endpoint. So we can call that API from our application and integrate with our application, right? Next, which of the following is a responsible AI principle emphasized by Microsoft? Let us see. Fairness, reliability, privacy, inclusiveness, transparency, and accountability. These are all the AI principles emphasized by the Microsoft. We will go through this each one of them in the next course or next video. In Microsoft Foundry, what can you use to deploy and consume AI models? Foundry endpoints, which provides managed access to deployed AI models. So Microsoft Foundry provides endpoints for different models, like open source models or commodity models, right? Like GPT models from OpenAI or Cloud Opus models from Anthropic or open source models like Olama, DeepSeek. So it provides hundreds of models within the AI Foundry. We can call that model using the API endpoint from our application. Next, which programming language is commonly used for building AI applications with Azure AI services? Python is the right answer. For most of the Azure AI services, Python is most commonly used programming language for building applications, including those using Azure AI services. Next module is generative AI and agents in Azure. This topic covers generative AI models, agents, prompt engineering, Microsoft Foundry. What is generative AI? AI that can create new content such as text, images, code, and audio based on learned patterns. Generative AI refers to models that can create new content. Either it can be text or image or code or audio, right? Based on patterns learned from the training data. Next, what is an AI agent in the context of Azure? Let us try it. An autonomous AI system that can plan, reason, use tools, and take actions to accomplish goals. An AI agent is an autonomous system that uses AI models to plan, reason, use tools, and take actions to achieve user defined goals. So, the difference between the agent and task agent basically it reasons and also it performs action by using different tools. So, this is autonomous because it can reason itself and it can take the action itself to achieve the goal that has the specific goal. Task is a part of the goal. The as part of this goal, there can be multiple tasks. Tasks. Each task can be performed by a tool. Which of the following is a key technique for getting better results from a generative AI model? Let us try it. Prompt engineering. Prompt engineering is crafting clear, specific instructions and providing context. So it involves crafting clear, specific, and well structured prompt to guide the model towards producing better, more relevant results. So it should be clear, it should be specific goal, and it should also have well structured prompt. The structure should contain like what persona, what role, and what is the task goal, and what are the various constraints or guardrails, and what is the output format of the prompt, and yeah, any restrictions, any other rules, guidelines we will provide as part of this system prompt, right? In Microsoft Foundry, which capability allows an AI agent to retrieve external information before generating a response? Let us try it. Grounding with external data sources, retrieval augment generation. So basically, if we want to provide external information, the private data or specific domain data, right? Then we will store that in the vector store, right? Using the retrieval pattern, or RAG pattern, retrieval augment generation pattern, we will provide that information to the large language model so that it will provide more accurate response without any dependency on the public information. So grounding often allows an AI agent to retrieve relevant external data before generating a response, improving accuracy and reducing hallucination. Why do we need grounding? Because it improves accuracy and reduces hallucination if we provide the private data belongs to that company, specific company, and also the specific domain. Otherwise, it will depend on the internet knowledge which have specific cutoff deadline, right? The model trained maybe up to 2023. But however, if we want the real-time information and also specific to the company data, then we need to ground the data so that model will provide more accurate response. Next, what is large language models? Let us try it. A deep learning model trained on massive text data that can understand and generate human language. So it is nothing but neural network deep learning model that is trained on vast amounts of text data capable of understanding and generating human language. So it is able to generate the next token, human language, right? Natural language. How does it generate? Basically, it depends on the neural network, right? Which of the following best describes hallucination in generative AI? Let us try it. When an AI model generates plausible sounding but incorrect or fabricated information, hallucination is nothing but it looks like the correct. The model pretends or thinks that that is the right answer, but actually that may not be the right answer. Hallucination occurs when a generative AI model produces content that sounds plausible but is factually incorrect or entirely made up. So we should provide grounded data to avoid this hallucination and also specific output format and specific persona role and any other guardrails or constraints to reduce the hallucination. What is the role of a system message when using a generative AI model? So basically, let us try that one. What is the system message? To set the behavior, persona, and constraints for the AI model's response. So system model has a structure. Basically, it contains what is that first one? It contains persona. Persona means what is the role, right? Then similarly, what is the why are there any constraints, right? Are there any guidelines? What is the output format? And what is the goal, right? So a system message sets the behavior, tone, persona, and constraints for the AI model, guiding how it responds to the user inputs. Which Azure service allows you to deploy and manage generative AI models such as GPT? Any guess? Microsoft Foundry. Azure OpenAI service was the one legacy, but Microsoft Foundry is the recent name, right? Azure OpenAI service enables you to deploy, manage, and consume generative AI models like GPT. What is the benefit of using tools or plugins within an AI agent? Let us guess it. They extend the agent's capabilities by allowing it to access external APIs, databases, or perform specific actions. So, by using these tools or plugins, we can call the API, we can read the data from the databases, or we can write the data to databases, or perform any other specific actions. Tools and plugins extend an AI agent's capabilities, allowing it to access external data, call APIs, run code, even we can run code also, and perform real-world actions beyond what the model allowed can do. Next, which of the following is an example of responsible AI practice when building generative AI solutions? Let us try it. Implementing content filters, monitoring outputs, and adding human review for sensitive scenarios. So, responsible AI practice includes implementing content filters, monitoring model outputs, and adding human review to ensure safety, fairness, and compliance. Let us keep practicing it. And I'm going to publish the next video for preparing for this AJ90A901 Azure AI Engineer 901 examinations in the coming weekend. So watch and stay tuned for new videos, and yeah, you will be able to uh, prepare for these examinations by watching those videos. If you have not subscribed already, please don't forget to subscribe. Good luck with your Azure AI Fundamental certification. Thank you.